Once again, for the second time, Chris the Narc has furnished me with something that will probably be quite fun. The last time he sent me something, it was extremely disturbing Discord logs of a brony talking about his opinion on the legalization of CSAM. This time, it is something much less dark and probably funnier. Do you guys know who Jake Doolittle is? I don't, but apparently he did something very cringe and funny. Gonna have a look at it. I know generally what happens, but I haven't spoiled what he says, okay? And thanks to Chris the Narc for grabbing this and sending me a copy of this now deleted video. Bang. We are gonna look at the dog stuff after this. Don't worry, I have it queued up. Don't worry. I've been debunked again. First by the Polish, and now by a TTS American, I presume. Okay, gotta change the crop a bit. Alright, let's find out what's going on with this man. The title of the stream is Little Floppy-Haired Frustrated Man. This is the individual I am referring to with that title.
I am frustrated with a lot of your favorite creators.
There you go. No false advertising. Got that floppy hair? He's frustrated. He's got that very, very young face. Like, it makes me uncomfortable. He's got that mom of the weird kid face. I don't know if this connects for anyone else, if this is a personal experience, or if this is some sort of universal thing. He's got that mom of a weird kid at school face. I don't know.
I am frustrated with a lot of your favorite creators. I've been wanting to make this kind of video for quite...
Like the kid whose house you go to, and the mom says something kind of inappropriate to you. Not sexually inappropriate, just like says something kind of backhanded to you about how their kid's interesting and you're not or something, or like how their kid's more advanced or something. It's like, weirdo.
I am frustrated with a lot of your favorite creators. I've been wanting to make this kind of video for quite a long time. I've been very nervous to do
so nervous, in fact, that whatever goes on in this video, is no longer publicly available. He deleted it or privated it.
Do it because I didn't want to burn bridges, but at this point, who gives a fuck? So I guess just to get started, 2 to 3 years ago, I started a nonprofit, Never Stop. I have sunk thousands and thousands of dollars into Never Stop.
Missed the part where that's my problem, but carry on. My whole life I've had one motto: never stop.
At first, it was not successful at all, and I was paying money out of pocket to cover the donations that we were making. At the beginning, it was more of a grassroots operation where I was just sending people money through PayPal, and I was trying to fundraise as much as possible. But now we are a nationally recognized nonprofit, and we just received our first grant. We have 7 volunteers, 1 part-time employee, a treasurer on board. Like, this is a real operation.
7 volunteers. What's his problem gonna be? Who does he need to call out?
Here. And one of the biggest problems that we have is fundraising, because a lot of nonprofits make money based on where they're located, right? So if I only gave out $500 a month to people in need in the state of Maine, then we wouldn't have a financial problem. But
maybe that's what you should do then. Are you going to explain why that's not an option? This is all coming out of nowhere for me. I don't know further context to this. Sounds like maybe that's something he should do. I'm sure there are plenty of people in Maine who need help.
We have a problem because my audience is from everywhere across the United States. I have 750 applications from different people across the US, and I can only give money to 1 person a month. The way that we choose our applicants is based on need and urgency. So if somebody needs to cover travel for, say, a heart surgery within a week, then that person is going to be chosen. I think over time we have almost 30 people that we've been able to give money to since the nonprofit.
Okay, that's nice. That's cool.
For the streamer, it's in
Thank you.
Looks like the odd mom and her kids simultaneously.
I can see it. Very Toy Story character coded.
It has been an official IRS recognized nonprofit. We've given $500 a month, and then before then it was just basically whatever I had to give. Now over this
so far, the problems that have been described sound like a him problem. I think that's fair to say. Let me try and oh, it's Whaler saying the dono sound is too low. He's probably lying. He plays Mahjong, he can't be trusted. Also, he sucks at the bazaar and is very mad.
This time, as you may know, I have grown on YouTube. I'm almost at 300,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But there has been no YouTuber who has ever inquired or donated any money to Never Stop.
So? That's a failure on your part. What have you done to court them? Hold up. Hold up. Your job is to get people interested, get people involved. Fundraising. It's your charity. Get people in. Pull people in. What do you mean? No one has come and just given me stuff and made it easier. What the hell?
Who has ever inquired or donated any money to Never Stop. I've actually even sent merchandise to creators to try to get them to talk about Never Stop, and it only worked with one. And that person.
Okay, so your strategy failed. You can't just send people stuff and then feel entitled to them doing something. Your strategy failed. You failed to entice them or convince them to do something.
Person wasn't even a YouTuber. It was a singer. It was a songwriter. And throughout this video, I'm not going to name names, but I would like you to know that I am going to name names at some point.
Holy Christ! If the next thing out of his mouth is, if they don't give me money, this might be illegal, right?
I would like you to know that I am going to name names at some point, possibly next month or so, if my following up with these people amounts to nothing. And
now, the spoiler I had for this video, it was claimed that he was blackmailing people. I assumed people were exaggerating. Mightn't this literally be blackmail? Like as in, uh-oh, naughty? If these people don't give me money, I will release info about them. You can tell people information. You can state something. You can demand someone do something. My understanding is it gets very naughty when you start saying, do this or I will release info about you. That combo is where I believe it gets very naughty.
I keep getting ghosted. A lot of these YouTubers love talking about holding people accountable.
How much is enough? Holding people accountable. Chat, I'm holding you accountable. Some of you motherfuckers aren't subbed. When was the last time you gave me $20? I want to start naming names.
For their wrongdoings and all that kind.
The wrongdoing of not funding my messed up, poorly managed venture. Okay.
Kind of shit. But when I try to say, hey, if you have any extra money, we are giving $500 a month. I know that you just put on your close friend story that you're making 15 grand off this brand deal. Hey, I would love the help. My views are down.
Actual parasite. This is... I mentioned human slugs earlier. This is a human slug.
But you're getting, I don't know, 50,000 subs a month. What are we doing here?
What are we doing here? You're not giving me money. What is it exactly you do for my charity? I don't want anything to do with it. You know what? You know what I want? I want at least one of the people who's aware who they are to come out and say, yeah, it's me. Here's 10 grand to another charity or something.
I think there has been a creator that I've worked with that I haven't told about Never Stop. The only person that has been willing to work with me is a...
I'm surprised even one is willing to work with you based on the impression I have.
Beautiful soul who is a artist. I don't want to name names, but if you want to figure it out,
having a beautiful soul is when you fund my ventures.
You most likely can. As of today, we have given around...
Being just having begging so deeply baked into you that you pursue charity as an opportunity to beg. I don't know, this is freaking me out.
$12,000 to people in need over the last 2 to 3 years. And I know that that's not a lot, but it's what we've been able to give. Right now, we have, I think, $6,000 in the Never Stop account, and that has us covered for about the next year. But I am 100% fully...
Yeah, 500 a month.
Ready for this fundraising to slow down. Like over October and November, I raised like $2,500 on my YouTube videos, which...
Okay, remind me again why this is my problem, or anyone else's problem specifically, inherently.
Is the best feeling in the world. Also, shout out to Google for withholding those funds. That's a whole other problem. Google isn't paying out to the people that I'm working with, so there's no fucking money coming in. But that'll be paid out at some point, I hope, or else then there's another video complaining. I want someone to tell me why US senators and representatives are more likely to work with me than other influencers in the commentary space who...
What am I meant to derive from this point? I mean, particularly if you're one of their constituents. If you're part of their constituency, it's pretty obvious. They do have some sort of draw or responsibility to help you. They don't have to like directly get involved with your charity or something, but more so than a random other YouTuber, yeah.
I have talked to within the last 6 months. How come other nonprofits that are doing between $10 and $30 million a year in donations are willing to talk to me, but these fucking YouTubers cannot give $500 in a one-time payment out?
This is unbelievable. How come this guy's not giving me $500? How come this guy's not giving me $500?
Of their, I don't know, 50 grand that they're making a month. And by the way, all
You're not the IRS? What the hell is this?
of this you can
Bro really thinks he's the ADL. Yeah, he doesn't carry a big enough stick.
write off on your taxes. I don't know how many times I have to say this. These are people who...
It's a write-off on your taxes. What do you think that means? What do you think that means? Mr. Doolittle, it is subtracted from your taxable earnings. It's not like you pay $500 less in taxes if you write off $500.
are getting a shit ton of money, and
Hey Jake, give me 10 grand. It's a write-off on your taxes. I'm autistic. It's a charitable donation. It's a write-off, so you just give it to me. It's free money.
will not know what to do at tax time. And this is a way to offset that fucking tax bill. But I guess there's no knowledge there. So because I'm petty and...
I guess they're just not giving me $500 because they're stupid. And in a way it's worse, because he's characterized the people applying as his viewership. He's trying to raise a peasant cripple army against these YouTubers. Hey audience, you're not getting $500 from my charity for your heart surgery transport because these people, they don't understand how to do taxes. What is this? This is the most deranged shit I've seen in months. And we've watched some stuff recently, okay?
Because this isn't about supporting me, it's about supporting people who need the support. I'll give a bunch of
Oh, but it is about supporting you. Oh, but it is. Because your venture and what you've promised people is ostensibly going to fall apart. So it is about supporting you and not having you be a up, isn't it?
examples about how YouTubers...
Because if it was just about helping people, how many ways are there to help people? Endless. They can contribute wherever else. Why specifically contribute to you? Because your little project, you're afraid it's going down the tubes and you're not going to be able to keep it together.
have ghosted me and not wanted to help with Never Stop. And I'm not doing this because I think that it's going to light a fire under influencers to donate to Never Stop.
No, your threat to name and shame if they don't give you money isn't for that? Okay.
Because it's not going to happen. This video is not going to do anything. But I
think it's going to do something, brother.
want there to be some kind of mutual understanding between you and I, the audience, that there's no support here. I have a bunch of people
Why would there be? I'm not understanding why there should be.
who follow me and have unfollowed me, who have had multiple opportunities to change the lives of people who, by the way, are also fans of them. Like, a lot of us have crossover in our audiences, and it's super frustrating because, you know, they have an opportunity to give back to the audience.
He's really doing what I was joking about him doing. He's trying to raise a cripple revolt out of the viewership.
Please donate, Tim. He needs the money.
I'm good. I would prefer to set fire to $500 to warm the homeless sleeping outside.
Who has changed their lives, and there's no willingness to reciprocate it.
There's no willingness. They're robbing you. They're robbing you. By not giving $500 to my charity, you are being robbed by these people. Jesus. This is the most pathetic rhetoric I have ever experienced. I think so.
So here's an example that happened literally last week, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video. So this is somebody who I have spoken to, we have made content together, and we were following each other on social media. This person would comment on my stuff all of the time and would send me DMs about some of the stuff that I posted. Is very congratulatory, is very like, woohoo, love you so much. And then I noticed after
You love me, huh? Do you love me $500?
having a DM exchange with this person that they had unfollowed me, which I thought was interesting because under my posts, they were always commenting and like rooting for me. So this person, and this one was a public story, but a lot of these people post on their close friends, and I'll swipe up because...
Click. How about instead of doing this, if you can't maintain a charity, if it's gonna fall apart, let it fall apart and focus on instead in supporting some other initiative in what way you can. If this didn't work out, it didn't work out. Or if it's not going to work out, it's not going to work out. That's fine.
This is a
It's not then on everyone else to support you, so it doesn't. This is so weird.
close friend story. None of it makes any sense to me. So this person posted how much money they're making on their public story. Okay. And so I swiped up and was like, hey, that's a lot of money. Or like, that's a lot of people supporting you. That's insane. Congratulations. Then the person responded to me and was like, thanks, it's crazy. I'm trying to do good with my money. And this was just supposed to be an exchange of me saying, hey, congratulations. That's insane. And this person said, hey, I've been trying to do good with my money. So if behind closed doors, you're going to flex to me and say that you're doing good with your money, fucking show up. So I said, hey, if you want to do good with your money, I would love to get on a call and talk with you about Never Stop. And
that you have now told us is going to fall apart and only has enough to keep going for a year, presuming the volunteers stick around. Probably not the place to be putting your money to do the most good, right?
this person unfollowed me and left me on red, which I think is hilarious because you can't post how much you're making. You can't say, hey, I'm trying to do good with my money. And then when I say, hey, if you want to do good with your money, let me know. I would love to talk to you. And then you just fucking leave me on red.
Yes, you.
That's insane.
Doing good is when help me do my thing.
Not even a response. Any kind of a response that would be like, hey, I appreciate what you're doing, but I've been giving to different charities that support something that I'm
Not your business.
closer to. I'm okay with that, but you can't say that you've been doing good with your money and flexing all this kind of shit and then not give any proof or show any kind of anything. This next one is somebody who I think is a friend. I do like this person, and this person has...
What if I told you you can do that? Now, people are of course free to doubt it in that case. But flexing your cash and saying you're doing good does not mandate accountability to Jake Doolittle and his $500 dispensary fund.
Been around for a long time. We've made content together. We've had really good times together. I've seen this person in person. And so because I was frustrated, I asked this person if we could just talk on the phone about how I could get influencers to work with me on my nonprofit. I see all of these people doing charity streams, doing charity shows. They're raising $4 million. I don't know how to word this, but
Ninja, I've seen what you've done for others, and I want that for me. I've seen these people raising $4 million. How do I get in on that?
Would do so much with 1/100th of that money. If we're giving money directly to people through PayPal, it is changing the days, the weeks, the months, possibly the years of these people. And I understand that it's not a lot of money, but $500 to help pay off the principal of a medical bill that you have can reduce so much stress and make you feel so much better. Whether that's covering groceries or whether that's covering fucking wheelchairs.
Am I understanding it right as well? His whole thing is, give me a bunch of money and I'll distribute it in $500 chunks to my crippled viewers. This feels very strange. I don't trust this guy to do that, to be honest. I want $4 million so I can give out $500 a month to people. Hang on.
I don't care, but we have the ability to give directly to people. There is no nonprofit that is doing that because
When people ask me to do good with my money, I just show them the receipts to your channel.
Hell
Shuts
yeah,
them
brother.
right up.
Look, you've enabled me to see. I mean, these people could just do that. No charity is doing this, just giving people money through PayPal. Probably because, you can do that as an individual. People do that all the time. I don't get it.
because they're so big. We are so small scale that we're able to influence people in a way that no other nonprofit can. So I got on the phone with this person and I'm like, hey,
imagine what an individual with a PayPal account could do.
I've had no support from other influencers and that's really bothered me and I don't quite know how to go about it. And they were very honest and I call them because they're very honest. And because I made a video that wasn't received well a year ago, people don't want to work with me. But the problem,
yeah, welcome to being a public figure online. You live or die by perception. If you want to ride positive perception and do things that require positive perception, I maintain that the best way to go is just be the kind of person where it doesn't matter. Just be fun. Just be fun, and then it doesn't matter.
problem is when you're putting out as much fucking content as I am, there's going to be videos that aren't received well. I feel like that's simple math. Just in the last 6 months, I've posted 73 videos. Who else is doing that? And this is not to flex. This is not to be like a fucking show off, but I am working my ass.
The balance is unfair. You have to like me.
And at some point, there are going to be videos that aren't perceived as well as I'd like them to be. Or there's going to be times where allegations turn out to be false.
Oh no. No, is he a rape reviewer? Trying to run a charity? You can't do it. You touch controversial stuff like this, cover allegations, echo allegations, whatever. You kind of have cut yourself off from running a charity because you're kind of toxic. Kind of cancerous. Like, you're not the guy to do it if that's what you're into.
And then we have to backtrack. That is the job that we are in. So I say to this person, I'm like, hey, why won't anybody in commentary work with me? They give a reason. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to put our bank statements online?
He accused Ethan Klein of faking an illness. I would suggest that is not the behavior of the head of a charity that supports people with illnesses. Just like simple social maths. I don't know how to describe it. Seems pretty obvious.
I need to have a running tally of how much money we have in our bank account, because it's not that much. A lot of people look at nonprofits as like a way for people to get decent money or a second fucking salary. I've made no money. I have lost so much
This guy is a second salary.
money. I have only put money into this project. Up until 2 months ago, there was an event that I didn't talk about at all that Never Stop did. We raised some money and I got a Square card reader for like $30 or something. And that was the first time.
Thank you, Jesse Duddy.
Jesse Duddy fed the streamer a $9.99 super big. Please don't out me for failing to donate to the harmful fund.
You're forgiven.
That I had bought something from Never Stop's money rather than my own. And to me, that's a big deal. That $30 or $40 or $50, I don't remember. I can show you the statements if you'd like. Means that we're close to being self-sustained. And I'm making this video because Giving Tuesday just happened. We got $20 or something. And as of recording, if you're self-employed, you've got a few more days to offset your tax bill. And
it's zooming in on him. It's zooming in on him.
So
man.
I'd like to fucking call on you to do that. I guess, sorry. And to go back to that call that I have.
I don't trust you. I'm not giving money to anything you're involved with. You seem like a freak. I don't trust you. I have no faith in you.
With that person who I respect a lot. This person said that they were hesitant to work with me again because they were nervous about how it would be perceived over one video that I made 1 year ago that people didn't like.
Yeah, you should feel pretty bad if you sunk your charity that way. You did that, your fault. It's not other people's job to force themselves to view you a certain way or to make sure others view you a certain way. If you want to do right by your project, you have to make sure everything's squeaky clean, right?
I apologized for. I have released over 100 videos since then. I have realized the mistake I made in that video, whatever the fuck, but it's fine because growth isn't a thing. I've got a few more stories because I'm frustrated. And this most recent one, I will make another video on at some point. This was one of the most strange situations I've ever experienced in my time of being a creator. And I have to talk about it. I won't say names right now, but I probably will later on. Somebody reached out to me on Instagram. Somebody who could change my life, could change hundreds, possibly thousands of people's lives, asking for advice. I got on a phone call with this person. I give this person
that creepy little smile, the stoner smile.
Person advice, and because they asked for it, right? And
they were asking for it.
And after this call, I say, hey, I really appreciate that I was able to give you advice. But
I appreciate that I was able to give you advice.
But I would love some advice on how to grow my nonprofit because I feel like you know a lot about this kind of stuff. I would love to talk. And I'm going to send a follow-up this week. But if there's no response, I don't know what to do. I gave this person content strategy advice and then asked for advice in return. And now I'm left on red. I've been...
Yeah, okay. And I don't get it.
Completely fucking used by this person.
Used.
And I don't know why they reached out to me in the first place. That one I'm going to keep a little bit more vague because I still have my hopes up I guess. But I mean, there are a lot of people who I've made videos with in the past who have just stopped talking to me, who have unfollowed me. I was in the middle of scheduling a video with another commentary
Is that Drake Bell in the background? Who's that cut out? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
creator who I respected a lot. And then this person unfollowed me, stopped responding
They unfollowed me. Imagine fucking knowing who follows you.
to my messages and didn't have the fucking balls to tell me why. I have so much respect for the person who said, hey, I'm hesitant to work with you right now because I don't know how people are going to perceive it. I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't understand it, but at least there's a reason. The people who hide behind closed
If you don't understand perception, maybe you shouldn't be involved in such a perception-heavy pursuit as charity is.
doors and unfollow me, and you know, we have conversations and I give advice and they give advice and then it just stops. That's fucking crazy, and that is so lame. Somebody who I made a video with in the past, multiple videos, actually took down every single video that I've made.
I hate Twitch says life is transactional to these people 100% of the time. I wonder if he spoke to these people with the presumption that he was going to get something from talking to them. And if he knew beforehand that he wouldn't, would he have then not spoken to them?
Made with them, and that was tough. That is somebody who I knew since day one, who I thought was like a really, really good friend. And you know, I helped this person through controversies and real life
This is some mobster stuff now.
and they said that they thought I was using them for clout, I guess, when
Probably, yeah. You've shown us that you have a I scratch your back, you scratch mine sort of expectation. It can be reasonably assumed that you are trying to use people.
in reality we both started at the same
I mean, you're sort of trying to cash in on debt right now. What you seem to perceive as debt.
time. I knew this person when they had 6,000 subscribers, but
I was one of the first 200 subscribers. I knew him when he was only 6,000 big, when his worth as a person was only 6,000 people getting notifications on YouTube.
of course I'm using them. And if you look around this person, all of their friends have stopped being friends with them because this person has cut all of them off, and I don't really know what's going on with them.
The theorist in chat who suggested Nick is not green, this does sound like that.
I still have like a special place in my heart for this person because we started out dating.
Is the place in your heart about the same size and shape as $500 in $10 bills? Like a little brick shaped hole in your heart?
We won 3 years ago together. We were, I don't know, we helped each other out a lot. And then, you know, at some point, like a year or a year and a half ago, this person decided to stop talking to me. And then new friends would come in and want to be friends with this person. And then they would tell them about how I tried to use them. And here's the thing. I've always said that if this person ends up talking about me online, I have a million receipts, and I have
Oh, the estrogen mobster.
Punish Fox
Jesus.
streamer €2 super big. Dude is rocking the jilted lesbian.
Yes.
a
Soylent Mafia.
million different things that I want to say, but you know, I don't want to start something unless they feel the need to. And there were also people who
I will defend myself.
I was ready to invite to my wedding, who I would talk about.
On the day of my daughter's wedding, you will not give me $500 to then give to one of my viewers. I feel disrespected.
Like, once I propose, I can't wait to have this wedding and have a bunch of people there who I love. They're all people who I really can't wait to invite to my wedding, who I would talk about, like, once I propose, I can't wait to have this wedding and have a bunch of people.
Have you proposed yet? Is he talking about he'd say this in the past? Or has he had... Is the wedding happening?
People there who I love. They're all people who I've reached
I've lost track of the timeline.
out to, like, hey, how's it going? Asking about things that only I know about. Like, hey, how's this going? I know this was stressing you out. Nothing. And that really sucks. And I think, honestly, that's just how the influence.
God, imagine not getting to go to this guy's Imagine not getting to go to this guy's wedding. Oh man.
influencer world works. The people who mean the most to me are not in commentary. And it is like a weird, people always say that commentary is very clicky, and it is. Like much bigger commentary creators have reached out to me and been like, hey, I don't really like that you said that. So, can you take that down? And because they know that I'm fucking so sensitive and such a little bitch, I will take it down.
He took this video down, by the way.
I don't know.
Yeah, charity, Dix McCoy. A charity that shames people into giving them money. You sunk it. You did more damage to your charity than, if no one ever gave you money ever again. Or gave it funding ever again. This is pretty much the most damaging thing you could do. Toxic.
I'm starting to get really peeved off, and so I just thought that I could rant for a little bit. I don't think this video will do anything, but check out Never Stop. I appreciate you all. Have a great day. Bye.
How about you instead stop immediately?